Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Not the Girl Next Door. I'm your host, Meg Reynolds, and we are here on the beach. Again, I'm still home in New York. I've been home for a little over 2 weeks now and definitely enjoying the break, but also getting to the point where I'm like ready to be back in my routine because I've only got 10 days home before we go to Italy. But I am with a guest again from my family. You guys met my great aunt already, one of the women who's made me the way that I am. You've already met this one, my Aunt Deda, and she was on the podcast like 2 years ago with my mother, but we figured why not do another episode on the beach. We were trying for a sunrise and well, the fog had other plans, but we're rolling with it because that's what you got to do in life.
Exactly, 100%.
Welcome back.
Just get it done. Hi, thank you. So happy to be here again on your podcast. Proud auntie, by the way. you're gonna hear that so many times that I'm so fucking proud of you.
Oh God, how many times do you think she's gonna cry?
I don't think I'm gonna cry. I might cry here and there.
Yeah, you will.
I probably will.
Since we last had you on the podcast, both of us have become entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And now we get to work together, which is pretty cool.
I love it.
I think it's really fun. But I wanted to talk with you about starting over in your 50s, aging in your 50s, like all of the things you love to go off on. I'm like, I need to just put a microphone in her face again.
Yeah. Starting in your 50s is not as difficult as you would think it is. I mean, It's a mindset. I just decided one day, like, I'm tired of working for someone else, and, I'm tired of asking for time off. I, just want to do my own thing. And just in my head, my own headspace, I was like, fuck it. Like, I quit my job and I just went for it. And I don't think, and not everyone probably feels like they can just do that.
Right.
But there's a process a little bit. You want to make sure you're financially stable, because I didn't. That was a mistake.
You were fortunate enough to have a partner that
that kind of helped me. Said, hey, I got you for a little bit. You can do this. It wasn't that I was basically living off my savings for a year. So it's not like I wasn't contributing, but it was nice to have that safety net if I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided, at 55, well, 54 actually.
Yeah, you're
I'm 55 now, but at 54, I just said, I'm young enough. I'm not old. At 54, 50s isn't old. It's actually really young. And in my body, I actually feel like I'm your age, honestly.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I feel like I'm young. I do a lot of things to keep myself young, or feeling young, if that's a thing. But it's a mindset, and if you think you can't do it, then you can't. If you think you can do it, you absolutely can.
And with feeling young, I feel like when we say, oh, it keeps me feeling young, people just automatically go to Botox and filler and plastic surgery and like all these things, but you stopped doing all that.
I did.
And you stopped coloring your hair.
Stopped doing it.
So talk to me about that, and like your whole thing is like, I just want to like let myself age, and like you were having the conversation with Tyler the other night, and it was just such a perfect way to split it.
I wish I could recreate that conversation, because it was so. So I was doing the Botox, I did fillers, I did my lips, I did fillers here, and I looked at myself in the mirror. And I didn't recognize myself. I was like, who is this person I'm looking at with the filler in my lips and the filler here and the Botox in my forehead? And then, but I have like, my face is looking tight, right? But then my hands and my arms, like the rest of my body looks like a 50-something-year-old woman, but yet I have this. So I just felt like I didn't match in a way. And it was just like, I just didn't like the way I looked. I did like the way I looked, but I didn't recognize myself. I'm like, okay, I look younger, but it's not me.
Yeah.
And so I stopped doing it. But when I stopped doing it, I felt bad about myself for a little while, for like a good 3-4 months, because the aging started to happen all over again in my face, that I felt really horrible about myself, looking in the mirror. Oh my God, look at these wrinkles. Like, because I was so used to it. But then I just got used to looking at myself as my natural face. And I said, you know what? I really like her. I really think she's pretty. And I'm just going to keep going with it. And that's just how I feel about it. And yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, you said it. I wish I could remember what you said the other night because it was just, you were going
I know.
off.
I'm
Great
sorry.
that you had a couple of drinks in you too.
I know. I probably need a few more drinks, but I know I was popping off on that one. But I wish I could remember exactly what I said. But I mean, that's the gist of it. Like, I just want to be me. I don't want to wake up. I just don't want to be looking like another version of me. Because I didn't recognize myself.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I didn't like the way I was
feeling
myself. Yeah.
Was it like you felt like, I know you said you didn't recognize the person, but you almost just like then like start to not feel like yourself a little bit. Like, what do you, so like that was what, a year ago you said, or a couple years ago?
I stopped doing the Botox stuff probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
So what is it, how has that affected like your body dysmorphia, confidence, and like all that stuff since then, once you got over that hump of, because like obviously like, you know, I do a little bit of Botox, I do a little bit of filler, like I haven't touched my face since, but that's, you know, we're seeing it so much now in young girls that it's almost like we don't even know what we look like anymore, what a woman is supposed to look like anymore.
That's another thing. Like, I feel like, you're asking me like how I feel now?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now I feel great. I actually feel really, really good about myself. And when I look in the mirror and I'm looking at myself, I don't pay attention. I don't see them. I don't see the wrinkles really anymore. Like I see them, but I don't put so much attention on it, you know, because this is my face. And if you don't fucking like my face, then don't look at it. You know what I mean? Like, that's my attitude right now. I'm just like, I'm at like, I don't give a fuck era, really. I don't. I just want to live my life. I have how many years left? 30, 40 years to live more. So I'm hoping 54. Yeah, I'm going to live to my mid-90s or whatever.
I mean, with the way our family is.
With the way our family is, I'll probably live to 100, right? But, you know, I just want to live. And I don't want to, when I'm out with my friends and when I'm out with my family, I don't want to have to worry about this and what I'm looking like to the masses, to the public. I want to enjoy my time. And I feel like when I was younger, even maybe around your age, I wasn't enjoying myself because I was so worried about, is my stomach showing? Is my stomach popping out? Does my legs look fat? Does my arms look fat? Should I pose this way? I mean, there are times where I still do that. Like I said it yesterday.
Human.
We're human. I was like, oh, is my back fat showing? You're like, Aunt Deda, like, okay, stop. Like, and you put me in, you put me in check there. But I do have the insecurities every once in a while. But for the most part, I think, you know, I've just come to, like I said before, like it's all here. It's a mindset, and I just try not to put too much energy into that.
Right.
And put more energy into enjoying my life and enjoying myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you remember the first time you like, or like what age you were when you felt like you looked in the mirror and was like, oh, do I look fat? Do you remember that?
The very first time, I don't remember that because I never really thought I was fat.
Yeah.
I always said, oh, I feel like a little chunky, or I'm like, oh, I'm bloated. I mean, I never said to myself, ugh, you're so fat. No, wrong. I lied. I just lied. I have said that.
Big fat liar.
I'm a big fat liar. I think that I don't like say it in that way. I'll look at myself and I might say like, you're looking a little puffy.
Yeah, I usually say like, oh, like I feel like.
Squishy.
Yeah, I usually say like, oh, I feel fluffy.
Fluffy, yeah, I feel fluffy. I mean, it's funny because recently, the last maybe 6 or 7 months, I'm going through menopause, which sucks so bad. But I refuse. Like I don't like taking medications. I don't like taking something. Like I just don't believe. Not that I don't believe in it. If you really need it, I think you should take it. But I don't think I really need it. I think I'm handling it pretty good. But going through menopause, your body changes, and like I never had, you know, anything going on over here in the middle, and now it's starting to like do that. So, you know, I do find myself looking at it and saying to John, even my partner, like, oh my God, I've said to him recently, how do you even want me? I'm like so chunky, like here. He's like, what are you talking about? He doesn't even see it. He doesn't even notice. Like, He's like, what are you talking about? And it's just in my head.
It is in your head.
Yeah.
I think I vividly remember it was probably like when I was like 6 or 7 years old, which is like
Wow.
sad.
Yeah.
It's like sad that like I was I'm 7. My worry should not be, do I look fat? It should be like, I don't know, the boy who picked on me on the playground.
Yeah, or
know.
like, where's my Polly Pocket?
Right, like, where's my Polly Pocket? But like, no, I remember vividly being that young because it was so much, like the language was so much around me, like, and I picked up on that behavior. And like, I didn't realize at such a young age how abnormal that was and how unhealthy that was. Cause I mean, again, I'm 7, I don't know.
But I feel like I'm hearing more and more about the younger girls these days are going through that, you know, because social media really wasn't a big thing back when you were 7.
It didn't exist. Like,
maybe it was just starting to come out. Like,
I mean, we had it,
like
my generation, we had the toxic Tumblr era.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Tumblr
I don't know
was
anything.
fucking toxic. I'm sure it was like another MySpace basically, but like.
Yeah, like there was MySpace.
But like Tumblr like perpetuated the thigh gap, and like now you have TikTok perpetuating like these very unrealistic body types of like you have no waist, but you have a fucking BBL looking ass, but you don't have a BBL, but you have huge all of these things. And like obviously, you know, you watched I made her watch Love Island
for the first time, the finale, and I was like, now I'm addicted to
now she's
to this
addicted,
show.
But I showed her Vanna, who is 21, and I mean, you were like, she's not 21.
Yeah. It can age you even.
It does.
So like my thing is like, I don't understand, like I literally can't understand why young women are going out and getting like, you know, doing Botox or like at 21, 22. It doesn't make sense to me. I just can't wrap my head around it because that's just so young. You look so youthful. Like you
don't know what your face looks like at 21.
You don't know what your face is gonna
like. My face, I look largely the same.
You
even
look
like
the same.
Going back to, but I feel like my face has like matured.
Yeah. And you wanted to. Because,
I don't have baby face.
Yeah,
anymore.
you don't want to. Yeah, you don't have baby face, but you still look like Megan.
Yeah.
You know, even though you're doing. Listen, I'm not shaming any woman for doing something that makes her feel good about herself. Do it if it makes you feel good about yourself, but do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you're seeing, you know, this Instagram model like looking really snatched everywhere. Okay, you don't know what she really looks like in real life. You know, there's filters, there's still these, you know, things that they do to enhance the photos. But it's just, I don't know. I just want to be and exist and like just enjoy life and not have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah, it's like
it's hard.
It is hard, and also you kind of, what's the word? Like both of us work in social media, so we see like the really, really highs of social media, and we see the positives and the beautiful stories, but we also see like the toxic negativity. And like I've talked about this on the podcast before, how like you as a consumer of content, because like that's really, social media is entertainment. Like they're not social media platforms anymore, they're entertainment platforms.
Yes,
like
100%.
They are made to entertain, to push a product, like they are for a purpose now. It's not just like, look at my kids anymore. It's for some people it is, but for the vast majority it's not. And like we have to be responsible with the content we're consuming. If it's, you know, fitness content, does this person actually know what they're talking about? Or are they just somebody who is genetically looks good and they happen to go to the gym?
Yeah.
With politics, are these actual sources? Are these fact-checked? Are these, you know, properly vetted videos, or are you just feeding into the bullshit on both ends of the spectrum?
Oh yeah, 100%.
On both ends of the spectrum.
I'm
like, is it
get frustrated?
Like with skincare and beauty and like all these things, like, you know, the way a product looks on one person is not how it's going to look on you. Everyone has different skin types, body types. Like, you have to follow creators and follow accounts that align with who you are, but also can still expand your worldview. You don't want to just stay so stuck in your bubble.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah. I mean, I know that even like, because we're on it all the time, that I need a break from it. Like, I take breaks from it. You have to. Because sometimes there are moments where I'm scrolling, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, older women. There are so many older women my age and older that are influencers now. I follow a whole bunch of women that are growing out their hair, growing out their grays, and they look fucking amazing. And I'm like, wow, I hope my hair looks like that, you know, but my hair's going to look like what it's going to look like when all my grays grow out, you know? And a lot of them are very like thin, right? So like they wear their bikinis in their 50s and I'm like, wow, they look so good, you know? And I do compare myself, like, why do I have this squishy middle and they're in their 50s and they have like this really snatched body, you know?
But it's like, you don't know what procedures they've had.
I don't know what procedures they have. A lot of them claim that they don't do anything. And I say to myself, well, I'm not sure about that. But to each his own, you know?
I mean, they may, like, do they get lymphatic drainage?
Yeah,
like, all that stuff that, like, isn't, you know, I always say you're not ugly, you're just poor.
I was
like
literally, oh my God, you read I was literally just gonna say
you're not ugly, you're just poor. You're not like
I was just gonna say I don't have the money to do all that stuff, you know, like, and nor do I want to spend the money on that stuff. Like I
mean, if you had the money, you might want to.
I might. Just like maybe. For healthy things, like not to change my face, but if it's gonna make me healthier. Right? The lymphatic drain thing, whatever. I don't know much about that, but
I know I never know what to believe anymore. That's like good, and
there's so many like different potions and lotions and procedures.
Lotions.
Potions. And lotions.
Bippity boppity boo.
Am I dating myself right now? I said potions and lotions.
But the other thing too with like these women that are in their 50s aging, I think like people don't realize like a majority of it is simply confidence. Like having confidence automatically, in my opinion, makes you so much more attractive because it's just an energy. And like, I even feel that like I can feel it on the days when like I do feel confident and I can feel my energy. And then on the days where I'm like very insecure, I also feel that energy shift and drain. And like, again, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but like to your point earlier of when we're out and you're like, I'm trying to not pick myself apart. Like I've had so many nights like that in my 20s of like I let it ruin I let what I looked like ruin my night for some reason when like I should have just been present with my friends, or like I made me like hide on my phone because I was just so insecure, but I should have just been like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, this is what I look like, take it or leave it. But like confidence is like automatically makes you 10 times hotter, because I see women who I think are absolutely stunning, but their lack of confidence, it comes out in their personality. And like, it just kind of that's what makes you ugly, is that then it makes you insecure and bitter and jealous and like all these traits that, you know, it's nothing, that's a projection of how someone's feeling about themselves.
No, I agree with that. I mean, confidence is key. Like, let's look at Aunt Marie, for example, right? Our aunt, you've met her obviously through the podcast, but Aunt Marie, first of all, she's 71. I don't even know what is even 71 supposed to look like, but she's 71 and looks like, I don't even know, but she looks so...
Like, she just feels youthful.
She looks youthful for 71. You would never probably guess it. She's very, like, the way she dresses and the way she, like, carries herself. And she, like, we'll go out with her and she'll be dancing and just having a really good time because she's not focusing so much on her appearance. Yes, she looks good, but her confidence definitely... And I think that's where we get it from.
Yeah.
She was a major influence on my life, as you know, growing up. So I think I get that confidence from her as well, that role model that I had. So we love Aunt Marie.
We love Aunt Marie. We really
I always say, like, when I'm doing something, instead of what would Jesus do, I say, what would Aunt Marie do? And everything, whether it's in a social situation, whether it's clothing, whether it's like just in any way, I'm like, oh, Aunt Marie would never act that way. Aunt Marie would, like, if I get angry, I'm like, Aunt Marie would be totally calm. So yeah, I try to model myself after her.
We love Aunt Marie.
I know. I wish she was here, actually.
I know.
We love you, Aunt Marie.
But another interesting development since we last had you on the podcast, we now share the same therapist.
We do. We love her.
The last time you were here, we talked a little bit about it, generational trauma, but I think you and I have both been unpacking it a lot more, even in the last 2 years. Obviously, I went no contact with Dad.
Yeah.
And, I think I kind of thought of this yesterday, that generational trauma, it's like, remember the old landline phones and how they would just ring and ring and ring? They never really like stopped ringing. Mm-hmm. That's what I think of generational trauma as. It's like, it's the landline phone that's just ringing until somebody finally picks it up and is like, hello, and like is facing it head on. That's what generational trauma feels like to me, because it is so cyclical. And like, you know, I've spent so much time unpacking shit with my dad, and now like, okay, like I've got that under control. Now I look, okay, love mom, but like there were like, again, the body dysmorphia shit and calling yourself fat, like the confidence, like I look to her, and the anxiety, like a lot of those traits I also picked up from her, sorry to say.
No, we get those things from our mothers, because I have shit too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
From Noni.
Oh,
like,
you are so Madeline.
I'm Madeline, but I also was picked at growing up. Like, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can finish your thought. But for me, my thing with the generational trauma of the appearance thing, just in general, to start with, is she would say things like, oh my God, thank God you and your sister are beautiful, because I would die if my children were ugly. If I had a pimple on my face, she would point at it and laugh. And be like, or if I wasn't like, if I didn't have like a full makeup on and I was missing lipstick, oh God, go put lipstick on, you look dead. And she doesn't think these things affect you, but now I'm obsessed with like putting lipstick on. You always have to have your lipstick. Am I not like, oh, if I don't have even eye makeup on, anything, if I don't have lipstick on, I don't feel right still to this day. And that's probably because of what I've been told growing up.
Yeah.
You know, so, and our parents are so influential on, I mean, they're our caretakers.
Yeah.
So they're telling us, you know, things, and we're believing that. And so, yeah, I'll never forget, I one day had a pimple on my face, and I had just woken up in the morning, and Noni went out early, and she locked herself out or something. So I had to get up and open the door. And all I did was open the front door for her to come in. And I'm like, you know, just waking up from my sleep, I developed the pimple overnight. And she literally burst out laughing. You got a pimple. I was like, I'm 15. Of course I'm supposed to have pimples.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, I will never forget that, actually.
Right.
See, still talking about it today.
Yeah.
I'm 55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is like some of the biggest, because obviously you're starting therapy a little bit later in life.
Yes.
And like,
well, I've gone to therapy.
But like finally
really,
found a therapist that like actually.
I've never had a therapist that wanted to dig and get to the root cause of healing from the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to forget those things, but you definitely can heal from it. And I feel like I am on that journey where I am healing.
But it's what's unnerving is how much shit it dredges up too.
God.
Like things that you didn't even think still would affect you.
Yeah, I had a meltdown. I've never had a meltdown. Never broken down, had a full-on meltdown from just watching an Instagram video. And it triggered me 7 Ways to Sundays. And it was a video of a girl that said, oh, I want to be in a relationship. But then I remembered, and she looked beautiful, by the way. She was like, looked very beautiful, healthy. She goes, I want to be in a relationship. But then I remembered what I looked like when I was in one. And she flashes back to photos of herself when she was in this toxic, bad relationship. And she looked tired. She looked older. She looked exhausted and just sad. And I remember an instance where I had a point when I was in my 40s. I was married, and I was in a very bad, toxic marriage. I was controlled and belittled and all that good stuff, right? And it just brought me back, because I remember there was a day, I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing a blue shirt, you know, jeans. It was my going out top and jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I thought I looked great, but then I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, oh my God. I felt so bad about myself because I looked so tired. I looked exhausted. I looked sad. I looked like just an old, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Shriveled up puppet in a way. Like, I can't explain it, but I just did not look great. I looked miserable. That's really the word. I was miserable. I looked miserable. And that set me off, where I was shaking and I was like, the anger was pulling up, and I said, I wanted to text my ex, that's so fucking bad, and text him for doing that to me. But at the same time, like, girl, you allowed it to happen. Mm-hmm. You allowed it to happen. You didn't stand up for yourself when you were going through it. You should have left a long time ago, but you kept on it. You kept letting him do it. And I said, let me just reach out to my therapist and tell her I'm about to text him, fuck you. And she writes back, oh no, don't do that. And then I get a paragraph from her right after, like, okay, you've got this, get it out. Like, it was just like,
She really is the best.
that I was in a state where I was trembling
Yeah.
and having a little meltdown. And I wasn't necessarily crying. It was just more of an anger that was
Right.
just coming like,
Well, the thing is too, with like, nobody talks about the stage in healing where the anger is should no longer be directed outwards, but it should almost be directed inwards. Like this like anger and disgust with
Yep.
ourselves.
Yes.
And like that, like, because it's so easy when we're healing to constantly project outwards of like, fuck them, they did this to me,
Yes.
or like they're a shitty person, they're a narcissist, they're a gaslighter, like all these things. And all those things may be true, but there still needs to be an element of that self-accountability of like, and the anger and disgust with yourself of like, well, I still let them do that.
yes.
I still let them in my life. I still let them have this much control over me. Like, and it's easier said than done, of course,
Right.
but you have to just sometimes stop and ask yourself like, well, why? Like, what do I feel about myself that I felt like this was okay to put up with? Or like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel the strength to walk away. And obviously, I'm still to this day so thankful that I had that experience, had that 1-year relationship at such a young age. So I didn't have that
Yeah.
8-year toxic marriage
Yeah.
in my 30s and 40s. Sorry, no offense.
No, you're fine. I'm not
but-
offended by it at all. I hope people learn from what happened to me. You know, and like as I was talking to our therapist, and she said this is something inward that you have to you
Yeah.
know work through. But it also comes down to like you show people how to treat you. I showed him that if he was allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Time and time again, I didn't stand up for myself until the very end of it, and that's where it really, got messy. But I finally did. So I'm not angry about that part of it, but I'm just angry for letting it go on for so long and having it
Yeah.
affect me and my children. My children got involved in that pretty much. So, but yeah, I still have to work through that. I'm still
Yeah.
working through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like women were so often taught to like just, let ourselves get disrespected.
Yeah.
Like at least, I mean, I watched that. I watched that growing up, and I watched my mom have no boundaries and no, frankly, backbone. Sorry, Mom. But
Yeah.
like, I kind of realized like if people stop loving you when you put a boundary up, like they never really loved you at all.
100%.
And I'm learning that now with like dealing with Dad. And, thankfully there's a glimmer of hope with how he's reacted to my letter. But at the end of the day, like I can't just go running back because you fucked up. Like I have to see the change, because I said this to him in the letter. I was like, you did not raise me to allow myself to be mistreated. And yet that is exactly what I was allowing you to do. And that to me is exactly how I felt, how it made me realize like, every other person I've let mistreat me is because the number one person I was letting mistreat me was my own father.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the strength that's given me, like that confidence it's given me too now to like cut people off. Like I've been cutting so many people off this year, and just like
keep doing it. Cut it out. Like don't be afraid.
But I was never like that. I
Yeah.
was always chase. Like if they don't like me, like it's a me thing. But now it's like, no, it is like anybody should think of the people in their lives as like, it's a privilege to be there. It's a privilege to be in my life, because I know I've always prided myself, this, on being a good friend. Like
always. Yeah.
Always. But at the same time, and to me, it's common sense what it means to be a good friend, but it's not to everybody.
No.
And
Not a lot of people know how to be a good friend.
no, and a lot of people want the friendship privileges without actually putting in the work to be a friend.
Yeah.
And, now that I'm in my mid-20s, it's like, if you come into my life and you're new, great. I am always open to new friends. But I will pick up really quickly if you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And it's like a little revolving door sometimes. And I used to think that was a bad thing, of the revolving door of life. But now I realize like that's just normal.
Yeah.
Like
it is normal. I mean, at 55, I have my core friends. And I certainly don't need new friends. I mean, I do. I love making new friends, but I don't necessarily need.
You never need new friends if you have your core friends.
I have my tribe, and I'm happy with my tribe, and we're solid. We're solid.
Do you feel like having good friends made you not only more confident, but like raised your standards? Because that's how I feel.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. My shitty friends that I had in the past did not do anything for my confidence at all. They kind of brought me down a little bit, especially when you have you're good friends with someone that's like trying to get in on your boyfriend at the time, but we're not going to mention any names. But yeah, people can be sneaky and show on the outside that they're so supportive of you and they want to see you succeed and they want to see you do well, and then behind the scenes they're trying to sabotage your other relationships and are actually jealous.
Yeah.
So get rid of those people.
1000%.
And get rid, and the friends that are possessive of you. I had a friend that was very, very possessive of me and would not allow me, or not that she wouldn't allow me, but she was always very upset if I was doing things with other friends without her. Meanwhile, she was kind of a newer friend, and I'm like, these are my friends that I've been with since high school.
Right.
Like, you don't get to be invited to those things all the time. Just like I don't expect to be invited to, you know.
Not everything is so personal.
No,
like some people take things way too personally, and I used to be like I used to be that person. Like everything felt like a personal attack, but it was because I hated myself, and I felt like if I wasn't getting like that invite, or a boy didn't like me, like I don't know.
Yeah, well, it does suck when somebody's kind of rejecting you, whether it's a friendship or a guy. It's like,
of course, it's never gonna feel good,
but at this point in life, in your confidence level now, and I literally don't give a fuck if anybody likes me or not. Honest, no, I don't. Yeah. I do not care. If you don't like me, then I have this new thing that I say, and I won't go to parties. I won't go to certain events or whatever. If there are going to be people there that I don't vibe with, or I know that I don't vibe with, it's nothing against them, but if I'm not vibing and they disturb my peace, not going to be around it. Yeah. I'm not doing it. Like if somebody disturbs my peace, I will walk away from that person. I'll be cordial. I'll be kind. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
Right.
Nice to see you again. But I'm not going to be putting my energy and effort into trying to make you my friend.
Right.
Peace is more important.
Peace is more important.
Way more important.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you this story, actually.
What? Tell me.
So remember how when you visited me in Nashville, what was it? It has to be like 3-4 years ago now, when I was still with Fuckface.
Oh God, that asshole.
And you were going off in the car and you were talking about like, I don't let anyone disturb my peace. Like nothing disturbs my peace, nothing disturbs my peace.
Yeah.
He used that against me.
He used that against you? He literally used my words against my niece. I'm gonna motherfuck this guy up. No, I'm going back to Nashville. I'm gonna hunt him down. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. No, I would. But New York's coming out. I'm gonna get him.
When in one of our like many fights, he brought up how like he was disturbing his own peace by like being with me, and like because like this shit with my guy friends, and like I'm trying to remember exactly how he put it, but I don't think I ever told you that story because I knew it was when he was screaming at me on the phone about my guy friends. Okay. And he was like, I need to protect my peace here. Like, this is disturbing my peace.
He used my words?
Yes. He used your words against me while you were literally visiting me, and then had the nerve to get back with me. And then had the nerve to call me the next day, miss you. And then we got back, and I will never forget, you were so disappointed in me that I got back together.
I know, I was like, but you know what?
I had to, it's a canon event. Like there was nothing, I had to go through that.
Yeah, no, but in general, listen, we could tell our girlfriends, get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy. He's doing it. Like, women, we don't listen. We don't listen. We might say, yes, you're right, and then we go right back to the same asshole.
But it's the thing is, like, we'll know. We know we can't. Like,
yeah, it's just like, so, I don't know why we do that. I mean, I probably would do, I did it. My friends would tell me about my ex, like, all right, this guy's shitty. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Family would tell me, they're like, and I just still kept on. Yeah. Oh, but he did this. But he bought me flowers. Oh, but then he took me to the fancy restaurant I always wanted to go to. Then the cycle just keeps going over and over again. Just because they do nice things for you doesn't change the situation. It's a fleeting, temporary Band-Aid.
Yeah, attention and intention are two very different things. Like, yes, the guy can be giving you attention, giving you the flowers, giving you the dates, but his intentions may not be to date you, or it may not be pure. It may just be like, people confuse attention for intention sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, they forget, like, yes, you want to see the action of what they're doing, but you have to make sure it's lining up with their words. Like, those two things are very important.
Yeah.
And even if they do align, some
Yeah.
people are just fucking manipulative fucks.
We read into things way too much. We're like, what does this mean? What does that mean? He texted me this sentence. What does this mean? If you have to say, what does this mean? It means nothing. Like, if you have to try to figure out what does this mean, it doesn't mean anything.
Also, like, we're putting shit into ChatGPT. I yelled at Mom.
Oh, good God.
Stop,
I do it, though. I do it. I'm guilty.
No, but like, I'm sorry. ChatGPT should not be dissecting like what this text means. Like, it doesn't know human.
not
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't know human emotion. People are like putting in like the dating scenario, but like again, it's from their perspective. So of course the robot is programmed to like validate you. Like,
well, also the more you talk to it, the more it gets to know your personality. Like, it knows everything about you. It knows everything that I do, everything I ask it to do. So it's going to always agree with you. It's
right.
never going to go.
It's not actually good. It's not a free therapist. Like, people are like, oh, ChatGPT is free therapy. No, it's not.
It's not. Don't use that.
No, it's not. It's not free therapy. Like, it's actually like really concerning how people are like, I think like literally losing brain cells using ChatGPT.
There's a guy that has like a ChatGPT girlfriend. Did you see that? Like, he has a relationship with his ChatGPT girl. Like, he just like, it feeds his ego.
Ew.
I saw it somewhere online. I was like, are they kidding with this? And like, I think he's married and his wife is like, I don't know. It's really bizarre.
Oh God. Yeah. That doesn't surprise
I'd have to find that, but it's pretty.
Why do men ruin everything?
I don't know. Why?
I can't.
I don't. We'll never figure them out.
No, we won't.
They'll never figure us out either, though.
No, that's very true.
We're just as complicated, I think. But
what do you think are some mindsets you have now that you're in your 50s that you wish you had in your 20s that you think would have made a difference in maybe?
110% not caring what other people think. Like, I cared too much about what other people thought, how I was going to present in front of people. Always nervous about, meeting new people and nervous about getting new jobs. Any new scenario, you get nervous, right? That's normal, I think. But I think when you're younger, you're more sensitive to that kind of thing. But I wish I didn't give a fuck back then. So the independence thing. So I think a lot of young girls, and I'm seeing online where they're like, they want to marry a rich guy, or they want to like find the guy to take care of them.
They want to live like their soft girl.
Yeah, I don't know all the terms that they use, but like the trad wife thing is popular.
Yeah, trad wife, soft girl, feminine energy.
That's all good. That's all good if you want to do that. But I said this on your podcast, I think, before. Don't give up your career. Don't give up all the things that you've worked for in your life, all the college that you had. Don't give that up. That's a waste. Still have something that you can do on this. Even if you want to, it's wonderful if you want to raise your children and be home with them. I think that is very honorable to like want to be home with your kids. Try to figure out how you can work part-time to keep your skills sharp, to keep those things going, because you never know when you want to get out of your marriage or your relationship. You never know when he was going to want to get out of the marriage or relationship, and then you're fucking stuck. Mm-hmm. And thank God, I actually, it didn't start that way, but I actually like started smarting up. Like, I got to get a job. I got to, keep this going because I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. So I would say, just don't put all your eggs in that, your man's basket. Yeah. Basically.
Because people like, I don't know why my generation is going like so traditional conservative. It's like kind of concerning. Like,
They might be because, well, this is my theory about that as a woman, that we do innately want to be taken care of, I think, in certain ways. So maybe that's why, and you're seeing all this nostalgia too.
Yeah.
Like, dredging up on social media, there's a lot of like, we're wearing our little aprons and they're baking and they're making cookies and cakes, and like it looks like the happy life back in the 50s, but these women were controlled, and that's
and
not,
drugged up.
And what?
Drugged up in the 50s.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know.
That's the thing is like, it's so, I always like, people always love to be like, oh, like bring back like traditional love, traditional relationships. I'm like,
wasn't.
I'm like, but you usually had an alcoholic abusive father, more often than not everything, but more often than not, you had like an alcoholic abusive father, a mother that was probably on like some form of narcotic, and they hated each other, and divorce just wasn't an option.
Yeah, it's like the bored housewife. You know?
Yeah, like the bored housewife thing, and like so much of that, like also they say, I saw this the other day, how no fault divorce, like not only like obviously decreased the number of abuses, but it also decreased, like it helped improve men's life expectancy.
It helped improve men's life expectancy?
No fault divorce.
Wow.
Because women would poison their husbands.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that's crazy.
Because think about it, if this man is beating you and you can't divorce his ass.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I slipped something in his food. I slipped something in his. I'm not saying it's right.
No,
like, that is horrible.
But desperate people do desperate things. So
they do.
So that
and hurt
sense.
people hurt people.
Hurt
like,
people hurt people.
That's why I think that's like why, like, now that I'm older, we're so close, because like we're both. I mean, we always joke that I'm your kid.
Yeah. We definitely say. You should have been my kid.
Like that. What did Tyler say? Oh, Tyler was like, the apple fell off the tree and then rolled over to the next.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, absolutely.
But like we've both been on like very similar journeys, I feel like, in our lives, and except obviously like I haven't gotten married yet. Like you got married when you were my age, and like
I'm married twice.
Do you think, knowing what you know today, like do you think you would have gotten married so young?
No.
Yeah.
No, I definitely would have. I would have waited if I would know now. And not to say that I love my children. I love that they're here. If I had to do it all over again, I would keep my kids and not be married. Is that a thing? Can we do that? You could just have kids without being married. But
you could have had the kids or left sooner. Like
I could have had, like I don't know. I think marriage it's really, really hard to live with a partner. It's just, thank God I have a partner that's pretty easy. Honestly, he's easy breezy.
He's a pain in the ass, but easy.
He can be a pain, but I can be a pain too. But like, he's very easy to live with, and he's a mush, you know. And I think that's what works for us too. Like, I'm so high strung, like, and he's like, hey, babe, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. We're good. It's okay. Like everything, he makes me feel very, very safe. Yeah. Right. And that's important. You have to feel safe. So the safety thing. So I don't know what I was thinking when I got married the 2 times. I don't know, like. I have no idea, but whatever. The first time was more of like, I want to have babies. Yeah,
I'm 26.
I want to have babies. And, you know, he was older, so, and he's a great dad. I would never, honestly, can't say anything bad about that. He's a really good dad to my kids, but he just wasn't good with me. Yeah. And then the second one, forget it. I don't know, I'm off my train of thought right now. I
mean, I always say to mom, like, and she hates when I say this, but it's the truth.
What?
That realistically, I should not be here because she should have had a backbone and left. Like, knowing what I know now about their marriage, I say to her all the time, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful I'm born, I'm thankful I'm here, yada, 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 maybe that was God's will, but if you had stood up for yourself, you should have walked away and I should not be here. Yeah. Or I should be a different person and you should have married somebody else. Like, she hates when I say that because she gets very upset, but it's the truth, and it's like, it just makes you realize how important it is, like, who you pick to settle down with. And, you know, especially in this era of like people romanticizing trad wife and soft girl and like feminine energy and all these things, like people are so eager for the marriage and the family, and they don't understand the actual gravity of it, and they don't actually understand what it means to be a wife and mother or a father and husband.
It's a lot of work.
I feel like sometimes, like, especially in terms of dating, like I feel like I won't even say it's just men, it is largely men, but I feel like people in general sometimes want a marriage and kids like the way you want a puppy. Yeah. Like, you know you want it, you know it's cute, and you know you love it, but like you don't, then you get the puppy, and you're like, oh my God, the potty training and this, and like you bitch and bitch and bitch. It's a lot of you don't realize how much responsibility it truly is. Yeah, there's like this video going around, I don't know if you've seen it, about this really fucking cute baby, and the guy does like God, my brain, you know, what do they call it when they do, like, they see a video and then they, oh my God, why is my brain not working? A transition?
Transition? Like, yeah, like they
flip the camera, like, what are they doing?
Okay, so you're watching a video and then you make a comment on the video. You watch a video.
Yeah, and you leave a comment.
No, not leaving a comment. So like you split the video, you
stitch it.
Stitch it! I couldn't get that out of my brain. Anyway, going back to the baby. it was a really fucking cute baby, right? I mean, super cute. And the guy does a stitch to the video and goes, give me one of those. I want one of those. Got to have one right now. Like, give me that. Give me that. So, you know, and that's the point you were saying, like, yeah, the babies are cute. They're fucking cute. But like, they're a lot of work and it's stressful. And yeah, so you got to think things through before you jump into that phase of life, marriage, kids, because it does seem so natural, right? But it's like, that's what God wants. That's what we were created. We're here to recreate and do all that stuff. But is that really our purpose? I don't know. What's our purpose to be here? What's your purpose?
I feel like everyone has their own purpose. Like, I don't think my purpose was to be a wife and mother. I think those are things that maybe I want. Yeah. The kids thing, I'm still iffy about, but that's, I think my decision to have kids will depend largely, not just, of course, like, yes, who I choose. And you know, I always say when I'm dating, it's I'm not just dating to find my future husband, I'm dating to find the father of my children. And like, you know, if someone told me like, oh, your kid's exactly like your husband, like, would I think that's an insult? Like, that's,
that's a great measurement. Like, that's a great point.
It's also just like, I think it'll really largely depend on the state of politics, frankly, and the state of, you know, just the world. And because I personally feel like it would be irresponsible to bring a child into a world that's at war, a world where, like, if I have a daughter, that she would have less rights than I do.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't feel safe. Like, I love living in Tennessee. I do. There's a lot of wonderful things about the state, but if I were married today, I would not feel safe getting pregnant in that state.
Yes, God forbid something would happen, then you don't have rights to, then you got to figure out where you're going to get.
Oh no, I have to go home and visit my family.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many factors there.
Do you think you'll ever move back to New York?
I mean, I want to say no, but like, never say. I also said I would never leave New York.
Yeah.
I think it would take a lot.
You were the last person I thought that would ever leave the nest.
Guys, like, if you can, like, it's so hard to illustrate how different I am now, because like, I cried at the thought of going to sleepaway camp. Like, I literally, like, my anxiety, like, I turned down going away to sleepaway camp at Park Shore because I had such bad anxiety.
Megan, you would sleep over my own house and you'd be like, I don't feel good. I got a tummy ache. Can I call my mom at midnight? Can I call my mom? I got a tummy ache.
But like, I think that's largely with how I was raised.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, you were very
like, but I feel, again, I always attribute that change starting to the summer in New Orleans. Like,
yes, that was a great summer for you.
Because I never imagined leaving New York. Like, I had a resume at fucking 10 years old.
I
like,
know.
Aunt Marie loved to remind me of that. Like, and I don't even remember doing that. But like, I was such a, okay, this is what it's gonna be. Here's my timeline. Here's my life. Bada bing, bada boom. And I never had the wherewithal and the self-awareness to question it. And I couldn't question also why it never felt right here. Mm-hmm. Like, it just never, it was like, okay, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be.
Yeah, because you were trying to plan it out.
I wasn't just trying to plan it. I just felt like this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do. Mm-hmm. And then that summer came up and I got that internship. And of course, like, I never pictured myself leaving, but I was like, oh, it's a month. It's like 2 months. Like, I can go live in New Orleans for 2 months and come back. Like, that's a fun summer.
I feel like I remember your mom was having a hard time with that one.
To be fair, like, it's fucking insane. Like, I'm a 19-year-old girl. I've never been to New Orleans, and now I'm going to go live in New Orleans by myself for 2 months. Like, that is insane.
I was so proud of you for doing that,
but the thing is, I don't think of myself as a risk taker, or like an impulsive person, or like an out there person. But like, I've made some decisions that are like, pretty like where did the balls come from to do that, like doing New Orleans. And I will never forget that summer. Like, that was the first time I was like, oh, there is a life outside of New York. Like, there is a place that I could, you know, I could find happiness in. And, you know, then Nashville came about and I was like, law school, Nashville, Nashville. Like, it.
And that was probably one of the best decisions, though.
It absolutely was. But the thing is like, I could have, the thing is like, I think I've had, and you may feel like this too, is like, I've gotten really good at being uncomfortable. Like, the easy choice would, even though law school isn't easy, the easy choice would have been, okay, go back to Syracuse and go to law school and like do that.
Yeah.
That would have been the easy, safe choice. Move to a city at 21 where you've never been and don't know anybody
during COVID, no less.
During COVID. that's the hard choice.
Yeah.
And the hardest choices are often like the ones that we need to make. And I think, you know, it's a big reason that I found myself. Like, I think too often, like, the reason people are unhappy is because they don't let themselves think bigger than their hometown.
And without thinking bigger than your hometown, how are you going to have growth?
Yeah.
There's no growth there.
And you don't even have to, but you don't even have to necessarily, like, I don't mean that to say, like, oh, if you don't leave your hometown, you're a loser.
You have to have
like,
some sort of growth,
you have to have something that pushes you. Like, even if you do choose to stay in your hometown, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, if you are genuinely, truly happy there, but like, you have to find something that is going to keep leveling you up in life. And like, only you can give yourself that motivation. Like, no one else can do that work for you.
100%. I mean, I really technically never left my hometown. Long Island is Long Island.
Yeah.
I left my hometown of Huntington and moved, you know, to different towns. But the growth, I think, just from experiences with relationship experiences with different jobs, career changes.
Do you think you can kind of pinpoint a moment or moments in your life that you knew something like, I'm trying to think how to word
like a pivotal moment, maybe?
Yeah, like a pivotal moment that like you feel like put you on the path towards like waking up of like, this isn't right. Like, I need to heal or something. Like,
oh, like from all this shit, from the trauma stuff?
Yeah, like what woke you up to the fact that you even had trauma? Because I feel like a lot of people are just like, well, this is just how it is, and this is how it was. Like, and that's.
I'll tell you exactly what woke me up, even really woke me up, was when Danielle went no contact with me. My own daughter went no contact with me. I'll speak openly about it.
Honestly, yeah, this is like actually a good conversation because I'm no contact with Dad, and like a lot of parents can't understand why their children go no contact.
And I didn't understand why she wanted to go no contact with me, and it was so hurtful, you know. And I'm not going to get into her side because it's not for me to speak about her stuff, but we had a disconnect. And I was like, well, I'm your mother. I was in the sense, well, you better, I was in the mindset of, well, I'm your mother and you should love me no matter what. And you should respect me no matter what. And it doesn't matter if I did certain things that upset you, get over it type attitude.
Yeah, and that's the attitude a lot of parents have.
A lot of parents have that get over it attitude, blah, blah, blah. And then, I mean, she really went hard. I wasn't able to be, you know, she blocked me on her phone. I figured that out. And my other daughter stuck in her feet in the ground too. She was like, that's between you and her. Do not get me involved. So I had her be like, nope, you better figure this out, Mom. You better figure it out on your own because I'm not giving you any hints. And you should know. That was one thing she would say, you should know why. You should know why she's not talking to you. And then I went internally and I was like, the girl deserved a better, more present mother. Fully admit I was this very selfish mother. When I got out of my divorces, because this is not an excuse, but because I was controlled and kept from doing the things that I wanted to do, my kids were teenagers at that point, and my brain was like, when I was a teenager, I didn't want my mother around, sadly. I wanted her to go out, I wanted her to be away from me, like I wanted to be alone. So I thought that my kids wanted that same thing, that they didn't really want. That they would
want their freedom,
They would want their freedom. No, they wanted me around. They loved me they loved being around me. And I didn't realize that. I thought I was going to be like.
The cool mom.
I didn't think I was the cool mom. I just thought I would be more like Noni, where I thought the situation would be more of like, kids don't really want to be around their parents at that age. But I guess they did. So I left her a lot. I would go out on dates and I would spend time with my boyfriend and, you know, I wasn't a present mother. And I dug deep and I did have a therapist before this. It didn't work out. Like, it just wasn't working out, but it did give me some sort of base to work with. And I wrote Danielle a really, really long letter and said, I'm sorry that I did this, that you didn't deserve that as a child. You needed a present mother. I was not a present mother. And you deserved better. And if you could ever, I said, and I also wrote, I think you'd be proud of me because I'm in therapy now. And I'm working through all those things. I said, and I wrote, like, I can't change what happened, but I can definitely change who I am now and change my behaviors to make you feel safer around me. And now we're connected again. and we're back together. The band is back together. I got not that my older daughter, we always had a relationship, but
it's improved.
But it's improved, and we still have work to do. And I told her, whenever you want to really talk about it again, we could talk about it, but she doesn't want to really talk about it.
I think she just wants a clean slate.
Yeah, we're clean. We hug each other, we text. She'll text me. She still has moments where she's, still a little off, but that's okay. I let her let her do what she has to do, and I do what I need to do, and I'm here to support her, whatever she needs. So
yeah, I mean, it's so. I remember it was hard for me to watch because obviously you and I have a very close relationship, but I also understood where Danielle was coming from because I have that with my own father, and I remember you would always ask me for advice, and I'm like, you just gotta let it. You have to just go through this. You can't force her to. Yeah. And I think a lot of parents, when their child, and I see this a lot on TikTok now, these parents, they're like, oh, well, I guess I just was a horrible mom, or they blame it all on the child. But here's the thing, at the end of the day, and I wrote this to Dad, I was like, no matter how old I am, I will forever, first and foremost, always be your child. Right. And it is not my responsibility to make you feel safe in this relationship. It is your responsibility to make me feel safe. And it's, you always hear the old adage of well, that's your father and he loves you. And it's well, I'm his child and love shouldn't hurt like this. Yeah. And it makes me realize how again, through all of this therapy, I realized how deeply my daddy issues really affected the guys I date and the love I accept. And, it breaks my heart for that younger version of myself who all she ever wanted was just her dad's love. Yeah. That's all I ever wanted was just his approval and just his love. And it just, it always made me feel like I wasn't enough. No. And that's been a big theme of my life is why am I not enough for people? And I see I'm only getting upset because I can see it so clearly now. Yeah. For my younger self, I can see
You're looking at your younger self and you're like, she didn't deserve that.
She didn't deserve that. And I can see so clearly how she just wanted to be loved, and the only person she wanted to love her was her father. But because she couldn't get it from him, she was chasing friendships that didn't serve her and boys that didn't serve her, and she was mistaking lust for love and mistaking, being wanted for your body for just being wanted. And it just makes me sad for her. Yeah. Because but she came out on the other side of it.
Look at her now.
But it just, it's why it's so important who you choose to settle down with and have a child with is going to be the most important decision of your life. One of the most.
I think when you're dating, and we never, back in my day, when we were when it was my childbearing years or when I was dating to get married and have children, we never asked those questions. We never talked about it was do you want to have children? Yes. Okay, that's it. That's good enough. There was no I think the conversation has to be had about how you want to raise your children together. You might have completely opposite views about, maybe one wants them to go to public school and the other wants homeschool. Well, who's going to do the homeschooling? If somebody, if you have a husband, he's I really believe in homeschooling. I was homeschooled. Who's going to homeschool? Who's doing that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Not me.
You have to, exactly. You have to ask the questions about how you want to raise your children, because that could definitely, I see a lot of, just in even my own, in my divorce with my ex-husband, he's the father of my children, there was a lot of, discord there because, we had a lot of disagreements about how we would do, what we do with the kids. Because we didn't have that conversation, you know. It's not all hunky-dory.
No, it's not.
That's such an old word.
Hunky-dory.
Hunky-dory. Sorry. Yeah, so it just, relationships are hard, and and not just male-female relationships, women friendships.
Oh God, female friendships are so difficult.
Female friendships can be real tough, you know? Us women can be catty sometimes, so offended, and it's just, but at the end of the day, if you got, I always feel you can have your arguments and you can have your things with your friends and your loved ones and your husband. At the end of the day, if you really in your core, have that love for them, and I feel you could work things out. Like if you really have that love. Once that starts to like,
once you start to like resent them and hate them,
it's so hard to bounce back from resent. Like it really is. It's not something you can.
Yeah, but I will say you can't. I almost slightly disagree there because like I have a lot of people that I have love for, and I had a lot of boyfriends that I had love for, but there was no way I was going to out communicate those incompatibilities.
Yeah.
Like there are just certain people you're incompatible
No, you're right
with.
about that. You're right about that.
Like no amount of healthy, good communication can trump true incompatibilities.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And unfortunately, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You can still have love for them and like want the best for them. You don't have to hate them, but like then you're almost like you're gonna have to compromise yourself in some sort of way then to make that relationship.
That's true. That's true. You're right. Fair. Valid.
But what do you like? We've been yapping. The sun's finally out. Coming out. But what do you? We'll wrap it up. Like, what do you think young women need to learn the most, the fastest? Like, what do you think is a lesson they should learn in their 20s that will make all the difference? Of course, aside from just not giving a fuck. Yeah, just maintain that. Start getting that independence started. Like, get that career in order. Get your financials in order. Like, stop buying things on Amazon. I'm guilty. Stop spending your money on all this stupid crap. You don't need it. Like, financial. Start building your wealth. Start building your independence, and start building yourself. What? Like, just start building yourself. Building yourself, yeah. Like, that's really what all those things do. Yeah, build yourself. And then your partner has to bring equal or more to the table, So, set your standards higher and stop looking for a sugar daddy. Sugar daddies are out, girls. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Sugar daddies are out for 2025. They are out forever. I love you. I love you more. You are my heart. You are my love. I'm so fucking proud of you. I want to keep seeing you do this. I want to come back on the podcast when I'm, let's see, 60, right? I can come back again, like in between, but let's do like every couple of years. Let's check in and see how the aging is going and where we're going and what women can look forward to. Yeah. Right? I mean, I think I look pretty good from, I think you look wonderful. And this is what you have to look forward to. Life is good. Yeah. At 55. Very, very, I think I'm happiest now, honestly, than I was in my 20s. Yeah. See, we got something to look forward to. Honestly, I can say that really confidently. I'm happiest in my happier. Not that it was miserable, but I'm happier in my 50s than I probably was in my 20s. Yeah. Well, that's all for this episode of Not the Girl Next Door. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, follow the Instagram. It's at Not the Girl Next Door Podcast. You can put that in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You will find us. And I will see you guys next week for another episode. Bye for now.